In this video, we explore 100 inspiring Bible verses that delve into the beauty of marriage, the strength of faith, and the depth of true commitment and love. These scriptures provide wisdom and guidance on building a lasting, faith-centered relationship filled with devotion, kindness, and unity. Whether you're newly married, engaged, or simply seeking encouragement for your relationship, these verses offer timeless advice and divine inspiration to strengthen your bond with your partner and with God. Let these powerful words renew your love and commitment today. Genesis 2:24. That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. Meaning, marriage is a special bond where two people come together to become like one. It means putting each other first and building a life together. In marriage, you choose to leave behind what you once knew and create something new and strong with your partner. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Meaning, this verse reminds us that life is easier when we have a partner. In marriage, when one person is struggling or feeling down, the other can help lift them up. Marriage is about being there for each other through both good and hard times. Proverbs 18:22. He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord. Meaning, finding a loving partner is a blessing from God. A good marriage brings joy, love, and happiness, and is a sign of God's kindness and favor. Ephesians 5:25. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Meaning, this verse encourages husbands to love their wives deeply, with selflessness and care. Just as Jesus loved and sacrificed for people, husbands are called to love their wives with that same dedication and devotion. Song of Solomon 6:3. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. Meaning, in marriage, both people belong to each other in love and trust. This verse reminds us that in marriage, you're not alone. You share your heart and life with someone who loves you deeply. 1 Corinthians 13:4-7. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Meaning, true love is kind, patient, and forgiving. It doesn't hold on to mistakes and doesn't get angry easily. In marriage, loving each other this way brings peace and strength to the relationship. Colossians 3:14. And over all these virtues put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. Meaning, love is what holds everything together in marriage. When you choose to love your partner each day, it strengthens your commitment and unity. Mark 10:9. Therefore what God has joined together, let no one separate. Meaning, marriage is a bond created by God, and it should be respected and protected. This verse reminds us to stay committed and not let anyone or anything come between you and your spouse. 1 Peter 4:8. Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. Meaning, when you love someone deeply, you can forgive and overlook their faults. This verse reminds couples to focus on love, which helps them move past mistakes and grow closer. Proverbs 3:3-4. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Meaning, love and loyalty are essential for a strong marriage. Keep them close to your heart and let them guide your actions. Being faithful to each other creates a loving and trusting relationship. Hebrews 13:4. Marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept pure. Meaning, marriage is a sacred relationship, and it should be treated with respect. Being faithful and pure in marriage is important to keep trust and honor between partners. Hebrews 13:4. Marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept pure. Meaning, marriage is a sacred relationship, and it should be treated with respect. Being faithful and pure in marriage is important to keep trust and honor between partners. Ruth 1:16-17. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God. Meaning, this verse, spoken by Ruth to her mother-in-law, shows deep loyalty. In marriage, it's about sticking together, sharing life's journey, and being committed to each other's families and beliefs. Ephesians 4:2-3. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. Meaning, marriage requires patience, gentleness, and working together to keep peace. This verse reminds us to be kind to each other and put effort into keeping harmony in the relationship. Malachi 2:14-15. The Lord is the witness between you and the wife of your youth. She is your partner, the wife of your marriage covenant. Meaning, marriage is a promise made before God. It's a lifelong partnership, and God values that commitment. He is a witness to the love and loyalty shared in marriage. 1 Corinthians 7:3. The husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. Meaning, marriage is about giving to each other, not just taking. Both partners should care for and meet each other's needs, showing love, respect, and kindness. Song of Solomon 8:6-7. Place me like a seal over your heart, for love is as strong as death, its jealousy unyielding as the grave. It burns like blazing fire. Meaning, true love is powerful and unwavering, like a seal that cannot be broken. In marriage, love should be passionate, protective, and enduring. Matthew 19:6. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Meaning, marriage brings two people together as one. God intends for marriage to be a lasting bond, and we should protect that unity from being broken. Proverbs 5:18-19. May your fountain be blessed, and may you rejoice in the wife of your youth. Meaning, cherish and enjoy your spouse throughout your life. Marriage is a gift, and God wants us to find joy in each other and celebrate our love. 1 John 4:18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. Meaning, in a healthy marriage, love makes you feel safe and protected. When you truly love each other, you don't need to worry or feel afraid, because love creates trust. Romans 12:10. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Meaning, in marriage, be deeply committed to each other and put your partner's needs before your own. By honoring each other, you build a relationship full of love and respect. Matthew 5:32. But I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife, except for sexual immorality, makes her the victim of adultery. Meaning, this verse highlights the seriousness of marriage and encourages couples to work through challenges together rather than giving up. Marriage is a sacred commitment, and ending it should not be taken lightly. 1 Corinthians 13:13. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Meaning, love is the most important foundation in any relationship, especially marriage. It's stronger than anything else and helps couples stay connected and committed. 1 Peter 3:7. Husbands, in the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives, and treat them with respect, as the weaker partner, and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life. Meaning, this verse reminds husbands to be gentle and understanding with their wives, showing respect and care. Marriage is about mutual respect and kindness. Song of Solomon 2:16. My beloved is mine and I am his. Meaning, in marriage each person belongs to the other in love and loyalty. This verse shows the deep connection and commitment shared between a husband and wife. Proverbs 5:15. Drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. Meaning, be faithful to your spouse and find happiness in your own marriage. This verse encourages couples to focus on each other rather than looking for satisfaction elsewhere. Isaiah 54:5. For your Maker is your husband, the Lord Almighty is his name. Meaning, God is like a loving partner to his people, providing strength, protection, and loyalty. This verse reminds us of God's commitment to us, which can inspire the loyalty we show to our spouses. Matthew 19:4-5. Haven't you read that at the beginning the Creator made them male and female, and said, "For this reason a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh"? Meaning, marriage was part of God's plan from the start, meant to bring two people together as one. It's a unique and sacred union that requires faith and commitment. Deuteronomy 24:5. If a man has recently married, he must not be sent to war or have any other duty laid on him. For 1 year, he is to be free to stay at home and bring happiness to the wife he has married. Meaning, this verse highlights the importance of nurturing a new marriage. Newlyweds should spend time together, building a strong foundation for their relationship. Romans 13:8. Let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. Meaning, in marriage, our most important commitment is to love each other. This love should never run out, but continue to grow as a bond that holds the relationship together. 1 Corinthians 11:11. Nevertheless, in the Lord, woman is not independent of man, nor is man independent of woman. Meaning, in marriage, both husband and wife need each other. They are partners, supporting each other in a relationship where they rely on each other and work as a team. Proverbs 19:14. Houses and wealth are inherited from parents, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Meaning, a wise and loving spouse is a gift from God. This verse reminds us to value our partners and recognize that they are blessings in our lives. Ephesians 5:28. In this same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. Meaning, a husband should care for his wife with the same love and attention he gives himself. In marriage, loving each other brings unity and happiness. Titus 2:4-5. Then they can urge the younger women to love their husbands and children, to be self-controlled and pure, to be busy at home, to be kind, and to be subject to their husbands. Meaning, this verse encourages wives to show love, kindness, and care in their homes and marriages, helping create a supportive and loving environment. Matthew 22:37-39. Love the Lord your God with all your heart. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. Meaning, loving God and each other is the foundation of a happy marriage. When we put God first and love our spouse with that same dedication, marriage becomes stronger. Jeremiah 31:3. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. Meaning, God's love for us is constant and never-ending. This verse reminds us to love our spouses with loyalty, kindness, and faithfulness as God loves us. Colossians 3:19. Husbands, love your wives and do not be harsh with them. Meaning, husbands should show love and gentleness toward their wives. In marriage, treating each other with kindness helps to build trust and happiness. Psalm 85:10. Love and faithfulness meet together. Righteousness and peace kiss each other. Meaning, in a marriage, love and loyalty create peace and harmony. When both partners are faithful and kind, their relationship becomes a place of comfort and joy. 1 Timothy 3:2. Now the overseer is to be above reproach, faithful to his wife, temperate, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach. Meaning, this verse calls for faithfulness, self-control, and respect in marriage. Being committed and reliable strengthens the bond between husband and wife. Psalm 37:3-4. Trust in the Lord and do good, dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Meaning, trusting God and doing good together strengthens a marriage. When both partners focus on God and work to make each other happy, they build a lasting and joyful relationship. 1 John 3:18. Dear children, Let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. Meaning, love is shown through actions, not just words. In marriage, it's important to demonstrate love every day through kindness, support, and loyalty. Psalm 127:1. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Meaning, a marriage is strongest when it's built on faith in God. When both partners invite God into their relationship, He strengthens and blesses their bond. Proverbs 31:10. A wife of noble character who can find? She is worth far more than rubies. Meaning, a loving, loyal, and virtuous wife is incredibly valuable. This verse highlights the worth of a committed and faithful partner. James 1:19-20. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Meaning, in marriage, being patient and listening to each other helps avoid unnecessary conflicts. When we communicate kindly, it brings peace and understanding to the relationship. Romans 12:9. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil, cling to what is good. Meaning, true love in marriage is honest and pure. Couples should hold on to the good things in their relationship and reject anything that could harm their commitment. Isaiah 43:2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. Meaning, this verse reminds couples that God is with them through life's challenges. Marriage may face storms, but with God's help, you can overcome them together. Luke 6:31. Do to others as you would have them do to you. Meaning, treat your spouse with the same kindness, respect, and love you want to receive. This golden rule helps build a happy and healthy marriage. Philippians 2:2. Then make my joy complete by being like-minded, having the same love, being one in spirit and of one mind. Meaning, marriage works best when both partners share love, understanding, and unity. This verse encourages couples to work together with a shared purpose and love. Romans 15:5-6. May the God who gives endurance and encouragement give you the same attitude of mind toward each other that Christ Jesus had. Meaning, God can help couples be patient, understanding, and encouraging toward each other, just as Jesus taught us to love one another. Proverbs 17:17. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. Meaning, in marriage, your spouse should be your best friend. Love and loyalty mean supporting each other in both joyful and difficult times. Galatians 5:13. Serve one another humbly in love. Meaning, marriage is about serving and caring for each other with humility and love. Being selfless in marriage strengthens the bond and makes both partners feel valued. 1 Corinthians 16:14. Do everything in love. Meaning, every action in marriage should be motivated by love. This encourages couples to act kindly and thoughtfully toward each other, making love the foundation of their relationship. John 15:12. My command is this, love each other as I have loved you. Meaning, Jesus tells us to love others as He has loved us, which means giving selflessly and with a pure heart. In marriage, this kind of love brings unity and peace. Zechariah 8:16. These are the things you are to do, speak the truth to each other. Meaning, honesty is essential in marriage. Speaking the truth to each other builds trust, understanding, and respect. Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Meaning, protect your heart from anything that could harm your marriage. Keeping love, loyalty, and faithfulness in your heart keeps your relationship strong. Psalm 143:8. Let the morning bring me word of your unfailing love, for I have put my trust in you. Meaning, just as we rely on God's love each day, married couples should start each day with love, faith, and trust in each other. John 13:34-35. A new command I give you, love one another.
As I have loved you, so you must love one another. Meaning, Jesus asks us to love each other in the way he loves us. In marriage, this means showing love, patience, and forgiveness, which strengthens the bond.
Proverbs 16:24. Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. Meaning, speaking kindly to your spouse brings happiness and comfort. Sweet and thoughtful words help heal and strengthen the marriage. Galatians 6:2. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Meaning, marriage is about supporting each other through tough times. When one partner is struggling, the other is there to help and encourage them. 2 Corinthians 13:11. Encourage one another, be of one mind, live in peace, and the God of love and peace will be with you. Meaning, in marriage, encouraging and understanding each other brings peace and unity. When couples live in harmony, God's love fills their relationship. Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Meaning, in marriage, partners help each other grow and become better people. Through support and honest feedback, couples can strengthen and improve each other. Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Meaning, God works through all situations for the good of those who love him. In marriage, even in challenging times, trust that God has a purpose and can bring something positive out of every experience. John 15:13. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. Meaning, in marriage, love is shown through sacrifice and putting each other's needs first. This verse reminds us that true love is selfless and willing to give up personal desires for the sake of our spouse. Romans 12:16. Live in harmony with one another. Meaning, marriage thrives on unity and understanding. This verse encourages couples to seek peace, harmony, and agreement in their relationship. Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Meaning, marriage can face challenges, but instead of worrying, couples should pray together and trust God. His peace will protect their hearts and minds. 1 Corinthians 1:10. I appeal to you that all of you agree with one another in what you say, and that there be no divisions among you. Meaning, this verse encourages unity and agreement. In marriage, couples should work to avoid unnecessary conflicts and instead find common ground and understanding. Galatians 6:9. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Meaning, marriage requires patience and perseverance. This verse reminds couples to keep doing good, to be patient, and to trust that their hard work in the relationship will bear fruit. Psalm 37 verse 5. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in him, and he will do this. Meaning, when couples place their marriage in God's hands and trust him, he guides them and provides for their needs. Relying on God strengthens the marriage bond. Proverbs 15:1. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Meaning, in marriage, speaking kindly to each other prevents conflicts and hurt feelings. This verse encourages couples to use gentle words to keep peace and understanding in the relationship. Philippians 2:3-4. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves. Meaning, marriage is about putting your spouse's needs before your own. This verse encourages humility, selflessness, and respect in marriage, creating a strong and loving relationship. Psalm 34:3. Glorify the Lord with me, let us exalt his name together. Meaning, marriage is a partnership that can bring honor to God. Couples are encouraged to worship and serve God together, which strengthens their spiritual bond. Romans 15:7. Accept one another then, just as Christ accepted you, in order to bring praise to God. Meaning, in marriage, accepting each other's differences and imperfections is essential.
Just as Jesus accepts us, couples should accept and love each other as they are. Ephesians 5:33. However, each one of you also must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. Meaning, this verse emphasizes the importance of love and respect in marriage. Husbands are encouraged to love their wives deeply, while wives are encouraged to respect their husbands.
Proverbs 17:9. Whoever would foster love covers over an offense, but whoever repeats the matter separates close friends. Meaning, in marriage, forgiveness is essential. This verse encourages couples to let go of past mistakes and avoid bringing up old conflicts, which helps build a stronger bond. Isaiah 40:31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Meaning, relying on God gives couples strength to overcome challenges. In marriage, trusting in God provides a source of renewal and hope during difficult times. James 5:16. Therefore confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. Meaning, honesty and openness in marriage are healing. Couples are encouraged to share their struggles and pray for each other, which deepens trust and builds a stronger connection. Psalm 85:10. Love and faithfulness meet together. Righteousness and peace kiss each other. Meaning, love and faithfulness bring peace and harmony to a relationship. When couples are loyal and caring, their marriage becomes a peaceful and joyful partnership. 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Therefore encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. Meaning, in marriage, encouragement is vital. This verse reminds couples to lift each other up with kind words and support, which strengthens their relationship. Proverbs 11:13. A gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. Meaning, trustworthiness is crucial in marriage. Couples should keep each other's confidences and avoid sharing personal matters with others, which fosters trust and security. Psalm 33:20-21. We wait in hope for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. In Him our hearts rejoice, for we trust in His holy name. Meaning, placing trust in God brings joy and protection. When couples rely on God, He becomes their source of strength and shields them from harm. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Meaning, God has a plan for each marriage. He wants couples to have hope, peace, and a future filled with love. Trusting in His plans helps couples find purpose and joy in their journey together. Colossians 3:13. Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Give as the Lord forgave you. Meaning, marriage requires patience and forgiveness. This verse reminds us to let go of anger and forgive each other, just as God forgives us. Hebrews 10:24. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds. Meaning, in marriage, couples should encourage each other to grow in love and kindness. Supporting each other's goals and encouraging each other makes the relationship stronger. 2 Timothy 1:7. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. Meaning, God gives couples the strength to face challenges with love and self-control. This verse encourages us to be strong, loving, and disciplined in our actions toward each other. 1 Peter 3:1-2. Wives, in the same way submit yourselves to your own husbands, when they see the purity and reverence of your lives. Meaning, this verse encourages wives to show respect and love to their husbands. Living with kindness and humility can positively influence the marriage and make it stronger. 1 John 3:16. This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down His life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. Meaning, marriage requires selflessness and a willingness to sacrifice for each other, just as Jesus sacrificed for us. True love means putting your spouse's needs before your own. Job
2:9-10. His wife said to him, "Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die." He replied, "You are talking like a foolish woman. Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" Meaning, Job's loyalty to God during tough times shows the importance of faith in marriage. Even in hardship, couples should stay committed to each other and trust in God's plan. Psalm 127:3. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. Meaning, children are a blessing and a gift from God. This verse reminds couples that children strengthen the bond of marriage and are part of God's blessing to the family.
Genesis 1:27-28. So God created mankind in His own image. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it." Meaning, marriage is part of God's design, created for love, partnership, and family. God's blessing on marriage encourages couples to build a loving, growing family together. Ephesians 6:4. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. Meaning, marriage includes raising children with love and respect. Couples should work together to teach their children about God's love and lead by example. Titus 2:6-7. Encourage the young men to be self-controlled. In everything set them an example by doing what is good. Meaning, marriage is a partnership that requires self-control and kindness. Setting a good example for each other and for children builds a strong foundation. Matthew 6:21. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Meaning, in marriage, what you value most is what you'll care for. By putting each other first and focusing on God, couples build a lasting, love-centered relationship. Matthew 7:24-25. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. Meaning, a marriage built on God's teachings is strong and can withstand life's storms. When couples apply God's wisdom, their relationship is more stable and secure. Proverbs 24:3-4. By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. Meaning, marriage is like building a house. When couples use wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, they create a strong and beautiful home filled with love and joy. 1 Peter 3:9. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. On the contrary, repay evil with blessing. Meaning, in marriage, responding with kindness instead of anger strengthens the bond. This verse encourages couples to choose kindness, even in difficult moments. 1 Corinthians 10:24. No one should seek their own good, but the good of others. Meaning, in marriage, focusing on what's best for your spouse rather than just yourself builds a caring and selfless relationship. Psalm 37:4. Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Meaning, when couples place God at the center of their marriage, He brings them joy and fulfills their desires. Trusting in God strengthens the marriage and fills it with happiness. Psalm 128:3. Your wife will be like a fruitful vine within your house. Your children will be like olive shoots around your table. Meaning, this verse celebrates the blessings of a happy marriage and family. A loving, faithful marriage brings joy and growth to the whole family. Matthew 18:19-20. Again, truly I tell you that if two of you on earth agree about anything they ask for, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there am I with them. Meaning, praying together as a couple invites God's presence and blessings into the marriage. Unity in faith and prayer strengthens the relationship. 2 Corinthians 1:4, who comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. Meaning, in marriage, couples can support each other through tough times, just as God supports us. Being there for each other builds a deeper, comforting bond. John 13:34. A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you,
so you must love one another. Meaning, in marriage, love is the greatest commandment. By loving each other as God loves us, selflessly and unconditionally, couples create a lasting and meaningful partnership. Stay blessed.